Hey, it's Brian here from quantlabs.net, talking about this workshop we're putting on over the next, I don't know, 6 weeks or so, or something like that. We're going to have a night devoted to Matlab and all the technical aspects of Matlab. Now, before I go on about what we can cover here, as this would be considered required reading, I guess you could say, and we can do Q&A around it and make the whole workshop around that. Do that live. And again, I'm only doing this once, because I don't consider this the last brouhaha of stuff I'll be doing for all the lovely people out there on the internet. I've done a lot of stuff. I think I have. This is going to be the grand old daddy que sera sera to all the stuff I'll be doing. So let's talk about this. Now, before we go on, what I want to show you for the all pure Matlab, there's two notes here. This is again technical, not technical analysis, but anything to do technically with Matlab, what you can do with Extended and some other stuff. But anything to do with algorithms, strategy development, model development. I've got the Quant Labs, quantlabs.net Academy for that. So this link here, that you can go to get all the course material and algorithm stuff for Matlab in this link here, which is one of the set of courses which can be found under the Academy. I also have got a similar one done in R. These don't overlap. They're different types of strategies, different types of things. One for R, one for Matlab. But this workshop we're talking about is going to be purely for Matlab and for my needs when it comes to a trading platform and for my trading infrastructure. And again, these are 3 years worth of postings. As you can see, I have one purely for Simulink, but that's a very big one. So I'll do that in another video. But for now, let's get on with this. Okay, so the first one is I'm using IQ Feed for my market tick data, real time. Now you can also have ways of Matlab to raise events when there are changes in your tick data. So I show that. You can also do that through the through the Matlab spreadsheet link EX toolbox. It has that capability, and that's pretty cool. So we cover that, how to read third-party, using this third-party software to create tick data, historical bar data, whatever type of data you want, generate a CSV from it, and how to get the last price in your Matlab source. So that's just one example we could cover. I also have some instances where not only can you use Matlab code-generated stuff for your algorithms or models for your strategies, you also can go over these third-party libraries in C++ for GSL and Gretel as well, if you want. Also, we can now, just so people know, with Matlab, with both the Builder JA and the Builder NE toolboxes, you can create 100% Matlab code and be able to generate .NET assemblies through the Builder NE. You can build Java classes using jar files, Java archive files that can access your Matlab scripts. You can also do it through Excel as well, through the Mac, the Builder EX toolbox as well for Excel. So this is pretty powerful, and you can set it up where you could use Matlab as a potential listener to data and react an algorithm on that. It's just one idea I had. There's many different ways to do it. There's just one option. Also here, I've shown this already on YouTube on how you can use a mean reverting Matlab script and be able to plug it into the platform, doing that through the Matlab Builder NE toolbox and build a .NET assembly for that. Now here, there's a very powerful thing you can do with Matlab is Matlab took over a company, I think it's an open source project or a project or whatever it was MutePad editor. So you can visually build your algorithms in scientific notation and then be able to compile those and make them compatible with Matlab scripts. So we can go over that. It's a very cool feature. So if you ever read those very advanced research papers, it's a good way to build an algorithm and then be able to generate it and then be able to have it compatible with Matlab scripts. That's really good. Also, Jesus, man. Okay, this just got recently introduced, this production server in 2013, I think, 12 maybe. It doesn't matter anyways. But they have this thing called Matlab production server, and there's a whole webinar around it. It's really cool. I think it eliminates all these other things that Matlab has had in the past, where you just set up no different than an Apache server or Tomcat server or whatever type of server, and then it will automatically connect into your Matlab scripts. And you can have that connect through pretty well any quant software, be it .NET, Python, even third-party enterprise type of software like SAS. So they show a whole variety of different examples of different products and programs and languages that connect into this production server. I've tried playing with it. It's very powerful, and at the end of the day, if I ever got my hands on the production server, I think, as I said, it would take away a lot of the need for all this other stuff. But it's just one more addition that MathWorks has added, which makes Matlab very, very, very powerful. Before I forget here, with this .NET assembly business, with the Matlab Builder NE, I've not talked about it. There is the capability where you could take your .NET assembly, which is generated through the Matlab Builder NE, that script that we're talking about, and you can parallelize a lot of your code and translate it into a .NET assembly, so your client .NET code, C# or VB, whatever, can connect into that .NET assembly and then be able to launch scripts in Matlab, and at the same time those same scripts can parallelize, meaning you have the easy way to shield all that complexity when it comes to a GPU with NVIDIA, Tesla, and whatnot, and you can easily set up your GPU environment through your .NET assembly. I'm not sure if it can be done with Java jar files through the JA, Builder JA, but I know for sure you can do that through the .NET assembly. And I haven't showcased that, but I thought I'd highlight that as a very powerful feature. Next up, we've got another, we'll call it a secret key. Well, now it's no longer secret if I'm using the system identification toolbox. There's some very powerful prediction models that you can develop from this tool. I've done some very simple demos on this. Something I'm going to personally explore. There's not a lot of people doing it because they don't know about it. But this is a very powerful toolbox that's required reading for those that are interested in that. So we've already talked about integrating with Matlab.net through the automation COM server. Again, similar to the Matlab production server, but just specifically for COM. A lot of people don't like COM from Microsoft because it's very difficult to debug, but in a way this is black box. But still, you can still get access to a lot of your Matlab script resources. Now, for those that are fairly new to all this with the power of Matlab, MathWorks has got a great webinar on it, and a lot of people know about this webinar. It's about basically where you have a webinar where there's basically a basic automated trading system, and that it enables you to do some very basic pairs trading. Connects into a fixed environment, even an open source fixed solution server through some Java, I can't remember the name of it, Java, whatever it is. And this could be used for HFT capabilities. You can easily modify any areas in this automated trading system in Matlab, and it's very powerful what it can do. But you know, I do highlight that. And then the last part we talked about is where you can use, through .NET assemblies, you can basically use Matlab for callback and listener capabilities as well. So we can do questions on that. And again, through the .NET assemblies, when I say .NET assemblies, I'm saying the same thing as a dynamic link library or a DLL. Same idea. So these are the topics that we can cover. These are, again, 3 years of research that I've put in. So what we're going to do is, the faster you get, become a member, read these topics on my membership, on the quantlabs.net premium membership. you understand these. You may have a lot of questions for it. What I'll do is I'll put out an email, send out to all my members, probably 2 days before the this event, and then be able to come back with a bunch of answers for people on these topics. That's how we're going to do that workshop. And however long it takes, we'll get it done. But I want to make sure we get all that covered. But as I said, I'm only doing this once because I am moving into new areas of my business, and I will no longer have this sort of stuff will no longer be a priority to me. So that's why I'm only doing it once. So that's the Matlab, and the next one I'll talk about is Simulink.